I don't have any proportional problem in my face. So it's nice, that I'm looking good. My specific genetic mutation is very rare. It occurs only in the Iraqi and Jewish community. You need to have both parents having this kind of mutation to meet up, which is no chance to happen.
Right.
And even then, it's 1 to 4 kids. So the chances are 1 to billions.
Right.
And that's me. I think being different is it's a matter of a view. It depends on how you consider yourself. When I was young, when I first realized I'm different, I was around 4. And I was talking to my mom about it. And she told me yeah, there's a big scale and we're all on that scale. There's this guy, which is the tallest, and that girl, which has the longest hair. So you're not the darkest or the brightest in your class. Your hair is in the middle. And let's say in height terms, you're at the far way of the scale. So I realized, okay, this is my different. And that's it. There's the other guy, which is the tallest, right? And between us, there are many different people.
You told me to refer to you as a midget. That was the first thing that you said. I said, tell me a bit about yourself. You said, I'm 31, I'm a midget, and I don't find that offensive. Why did you feel you needed to say that to me?
Because I don't like the little people word. It's just long word. Midget, it's easier. And I wanted you to feel free. Sometimes when people are polite, it's even more offensive. Because you can see how they're looking for the specific words because they think they might offend you. And that's much more offending for me than someone who just feel free with me. Mm-hmm. Open with me. Mm-hmm. He doesn't see my dwarfism as a mock. My friends call me, my name is Elad. In Hebrew, Midget is Gamad. Mm-hmm. So the politically correct is Namuch Koma, which means little person. And Midget is Gamad, which rhymes with Elad Gamad. I got the worst name for a midget.
All the best.
My mom, she was okay, he's a midget, and I'm gonna give him a name for that. And I'm Elad Gamad, and I love it. No one forgets me. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Once you meet Elad Gamad, that's it. I think I just released in a very young age all those sorts of what people think. I had a meditation course last year. So you're sitting in a group and the first thing you're thinking is, oh, what do those people think about me? And then you realize everyone think this thought. No one think about you. They think what people think about them. No one cares about you. At the first 3 years, the doctors didn't even knew what I got. So they tried to put me in some different categories, and then they realized I have my own category. So it took time. And I had small lungs, so I had a lot of breath problems. I use a wheelchair for long walks. I suffer from pain, back pains and leg pains, and my joints are a bit curvy. My spine I had a very huge, I think the largest spine twist in Israel.
Having so many health challenges, how do you cope with that? How have you coped with that?
Well, I grew up in a very warm and happy family. It's like we're like an old tribe. We all live together. I grew up in my grandma's house with my mom and my sister. So I was surrounded by women. I think it's like it was like a side quest, you know, going to hospital, having some treats, but it never came into my daily life routine, thinking about it, or we just took it as a something that needs to happen. Of course, I had my days, you know, like sometimes I couldn't go to school for like a month or two, and you know it's depressing and you feel like lonely, but I got a lot of support.
I want to come back to the fact that, you know, you have this positive outlook, but of course you say there were periods where it was really challenging for you, but it never got in the way of your positivity. How come?
I'm thinking about this question a lot. Like my parents got divorced when I was 3. We lost our house. I had a lot of health problems. I just got into educational system, you know, the first kindergarten. So I had like a lot of pressure, like if I look at it nowadays, but then it was just life. I just don't overthink things that I can't control of. Like question, people like to ask if questions. If I could do that, if I could be that, I don't do that. It's like, if it's not gonna help me, I'm not gonna waste time of thinking about those things. As I said before, it's just a matter of a view. It's okay. What are the good things in this situation? And you can really do it like practically. You can have a paper and do like cons and pros. And how do I make those good things bigger and get rid of the bad feelings about stuff?
So do you believe that almost, you know, we need challenges in order to have that positive view on life?
Yeah, of course. It's like, this is how you grow, you know? This is life. It would be boring without that. And, you know, whenever you overcome something, it's an achievement, right? You always get stronger, smarter, and you collect tools, do bigger things.
What kind of tools have you learnt in your life that you try to pass on to other people through your experience?
So I think when we hear the word challenge, we're looking for something big, like something that just got into your life and you need to overcome. But I think every little thing you do is a challenge. Like right from the first second you open your eyes and need to get out of bed, it's a challenge. And like being happy and to take decisions that today is going to be a good day, and you need to do it every day. It's not an easy task. That's a challenge. We don't need to wait for big challenges to happen. It's the knowledge we're fighting challenges every day, and we overcome them every day. We need to feel good with ourselves, you know? So yeah, from time to time we miss some stuff, but even our daily routine is a challenge, and every day you win it, you're a winner.
Do you see yourself as having more challenges than the next person?
No, I used to. When I was a teenager, I was very cynical. Today I'm also, but I was like looking at people with small problems. It was like, come on, I'm a black fat midget. What are you talking about? But nowadays I realize that everyone, you know, their struggle is their struggle. For them, it's the worst thing that can happen. It's like their limits of what they can fight, it's theirs. So I try to be non-judgmental about those things. And like I do lectures for teenagers, and when you wake up when you're 16 and you got a, I don't know, bad hair day, and all your life are doomed, right? And now I understand they really feel like that, and that's the truth for them. That's the truth. But
Right.
put it into proportions, like 20 minutes after, you can feel that thing that way. It's not a lie. It is the worst day of your life. And still you can win it. I wanna give you another tool. I've been thinking through your question. I don't care to ask for help, and I don't care to get help, and it's two different things. And I will always approach someone, even if it's a stranger, and I will ask for help. And even if someone helped me without me being asking for it, I won't feel like he's feeling sorry for me. I would give him the feel that he's helping me, because that's what he's doing, right? So
Right.
being able to get help and asking for help, and it could be not only physical stuff, right? This is how you make friends. It's emotional. Like let's talk about things. I need your help with something that going on with me. I don't know, romantic shit, whatever.
Why do you think people struggle to ask for help or receive help?
Well, first it's ego. Getting help, it's like being weak, and people don't want others to see them as weak. But I don't think that weakness is weakness. It's like, yeah, it's part of life. I have some stuff and I need help, and then I will grow and be better. And like when I ask for help, I always do it with a smile. I also even laughing about my condition. Like I can be rude and, hey, you tall MF, get me this glass. And people feel like, yeah, it's such a cool way to help. And I think I also make them feel easier for next time to ask help for themselves. First, we need to be friends with ourselves. Like, I need to tell the truth myself. Like, this is a thing I'm weak at. I need help with. So first recognize the problem you have. And then think who could be the person who can help me. When you accept yourself and accept your weaknesses, it's much easier to get help. Sometimes you might need professional help. So let's say you can't find someone that can really understand you, or you can't really accept your weakness, you can get a professional help. Some of my weaknesses are nowadays my strong points. Is that English correctly?
Yeah, your strengths.
Yeah. So, like asking for help. Once I realized it helped me to get bond with people, sometimes I do it even if I don't need help, just to bond with someone. Because when you help each other, something happens. It's not something I can explain with words, but it makes you feel more open-minded with the person in front of you. It's like you crack the ice in a sack.
Right.
I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I just want you to get me the sugar. That's it. It's like, if he will feel sorry for me, it's his. I don't care.
What have you noticed about people who meet you at first? Are they uncomfortable? Is your dwarfism an elephant in the room?
Might sound weird. I don't know, maybe it's in my eyes or something. I always make people feel very comfortable near me. And like in a second, they see me as a lot. Like they know they can say I'm a midget, right? But I always feel it. And yeah, there are people who are like at the start are like, should I bend the knee? Should I stand? And a lot of people told me that, when I saw you, I didn't know how to act. I'm like, but then I saw you don't care, so I don't care. And I just released that. Sometimes people think, oh my God, I'm going to have this full hour with this midget and I need to keep my tongue and my acts and always think what I'm going to do. And then I just give them the feeling of just do you. I'm going to do me.
What do you think that says about us? The fact that, when we think we have to not only be politically correct, but, I don't want to offend them. And, that we look at someone and maybe we aren't able to see them for them.
We overthink things. You just don't need to overthink things. Just be there. Be at the moment with the other person. And it will happen. It's a choice. You might think, that's my mind doing that. I can't control my thoughts, right? Or you can choose what to do with them. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm thinking how should I act with that guy? But I realize it's just a thought. I just need to be me.
So I want to take you back to high school when, you talked about there being a little bit of bullying there. Talk me through how you coped with that.
We all want to be loved, right? And get attention and feel good with ourselves and to know that people, to get accepted, right? And we all hope to get accepted with as much people as we can. And then I realized that's not my goal. I'm going to pick up the specific good people who are going to stay with me for years. And I don't care about the rest. I'm going to be the star of my own little group. So during the years, I was very picky with my friends. And I knew how to separate between let's call them bad influencers and good influencers. And again, it's all choices. It's all about us. There's sometimes you have this kid in your class which no one talks with, and who knows, he might be your best friend. Just go and say hi. And he might not. And by the years, I picked specific people which are now, 15 years later, are still my best friends.
And talk me through what it was like for you with girls in high school.
So I was in a regular high school. I was the only midget in school. But again, it's like there was no any differences between me and the other guys. Like, we all felt we don't look good enough. I don't know. You're a teenager. You hate yourself for so many reasons. And I think I had like my first girlfriend I was like 15.
Mm-hmm.
She was just a friend of mine in the class. Like a few months after, we felt like, okay, we like each other. Let's go on a date. I guess I had like sorts of what if and how the people will look at it. And you know what? I think it's very brave from her side, like much more than my side to just ask for a date. It's a brave thing from her side to accept it, because we ended up being together for like 5 years. And through the years, I know that people were like very rough with her. Like, how can you do it? Why? There's like so many questions, right? But choosing to see the person in front of you deeper than just his look, it's a great tool for you.
As you said, all of you boys had the same kind of insecurities. Am I good enough? Am I not? How difficult was it for you when it came to, having a sexual relationship?
I think that before the first times, I had first times are always weird. I surely had thoughts of how it's gonna happen. And that was the days also I stopped asking myself the question that everyone asks. If I could be in a normal size, would I choose it? So I think at around that age, I realized that no, I can do whatever I want to do. And you know what? I got a gift. I live like a double life. I live like a regular, normal life with the benefits of this hallucination of being midget. It's like being in a fairy tale, because every normal thing I do is a normal thing that a midget do. It's not normal anymore, It's an experience. And I realized that it's a gift. I'm having something that no one else will ever understand. So goes back to sexual relationship. After the first times, I realized I cannot do almost everything. Well, I can't lift you up, but I can pretty much do everything. And by the years you find your strength points, things you're better at. And I realized it's, as I said about everything, it's our mind who tells us stories of why we can't, and it's just stories. I had like weird situation, like let's say when a girl asks me, "Are you sure it's okay? I'll sit on you." I don't know if it's not rude enough. But yeah, I just answer. They're selling something that everyone wants. Everyone want to be happy. Happiness is the true goal, and I agree with that. It also sounds kitsch. Like people ask me, "What would you hope to be in 10 years?" Blah blah. I want to be happy. How? By the years it changes, but it's mostly with relationships, with social relationships. This is what makes me happy. Not be successful in work, whatever. And everywhere is different between people. But the thing is, even when you reach some kind of happiness, you never reach this level of always being happy. Like if we put it as a scale, when you're always high, you're still in the same place. So you're not high anymore. You always want to get better. So happiness is not something you can just have and that's it. It's a daily struggle. And I think that people really want someone to sell them this dream that can never happen. Happiness is something that you work for all the time. You grow with. And sometimes you get downs. But after you have downs, the ups are much better. It's like, I think that the goal is not always being like that. Just make the waves big. Like, don't make it like that. Just live your life big waves. And realize that when you're in a position of happiness, something's bad gonna happen. And when you're down, something good gonna happen. Just being conscious that happiness is something that you daily work for. I'm in this situation and I'm going to get the best out of it. Like, this is my motivational speak. No, you can't really be always, doesn't work like that.
When you were 18, just before, all Israelis have to serve in the Israeli army, unless there's a particular reason, like perhaps with, there's a physical reason or a personal reason or an emotional reason why you can't, it's compulsory for all Israelis to serve in the army. You wanted to do your part, but then just before the army, you had a spinal operation and that created some complications. How did you then bounce back from that? Because that's certainly a bottom of a wave for you.
Wow, that was like 3 years of roller coaster. As you said, right before I got into gendarmerie, I had this spinal operation. They made some mistake, and I got through clinical death. Then again, a big down. And then when I got back, I wasn't able to speak for like 6 or 7 months. You can see my tracheostomy. I had like 2 tracheostomies. I used to breathe from here. And they didn't even know if I'm gonna get the ability to talk again. And I got some infection after that in my spine. And it was like 2 years of being hospitalized. Like all my friends were in the army, so you can't see them a lot. It was a big down, but I think, I love life. I always appreciate the gift we specific sperm got to be here. So I was literally fighting for my life. So I didn't have any time to think about I'm fighting for my life, or I lost the ability to do the thing that I like the most, which is talking. And I was just fighting. And you see your family, you see your mother breaks up. So you need to be strong for them, and they know they need to be strong for you. And we're strong people. My family were strong people. And so we got through that. Again, without any overthinking. We were there at this specific shitty situation. And we knew, okay, we gotta fight it. And that's it. So like when I got back home 2 years after, I just got back into my life. But I think I've never really thought like, wow, what I'm being through or what I have been through.
Just got on with it. And also you then found some fame because you were on the Israeli version of Big Brother. Tell me a little bit about what that taught you, about what's important.
After the Big Brother show, I got lots of love, which is an amazing feeling. At some point, it became like too much. It could be nice for a week or two, but after that, I was really want to go back to my anonymity. Did I say it right? Okay. But then I got some phone calls, some visitors, mostly from teenagers with a dwarfism condition, and they told me that I changed their life and their point of view of life. And I felt like, when someone tells you change his life, it's very big. I described the feeling of that, seeing like a 15-year-old dwarf telling me that he wasn't going to school for the last 2 years because he was afraid of being bullied, and now he's a star because he decided that he's gonna struggle, right? And it became bigger and bigger, and then people asked me to come and do lectures, like volunteering. And I haven't thought a lot about it. I was just, okay, I'll go and speak with those kids. And then I saw the effect for me and for them. And I realized that's my destiny. Like, we're talking about happiness, and you're always looking like, what can I do for myself to be happy? What should I buy? What's my next purchase? And again, it's also kitschy, but I realized when you do something for someone else, it is true happiness. Like when people stop me at the streets and tell me, oh, you were great at the Big Brother, it's nice. But in the last few years, people stop me and tell me, oh, you were lecturing for my son's school or at our school. And there was such a big effect for our life. It's much bigger. It's like, I know what's my destiny. I make people happy and I help them to struggle with their life. And it's an amazing feeling.
Really. And I have to say that no matter who I speak to, no matter what they've been through, no matter how many struggles they've had, no matter how much success they've seen, everyone seems to come to the same conclusion, that they find their destiny, they find their purpose when they're able to use their experience to help others.
Yeah, I believe that karma is mathematical, and I believe that spirituality is something practical. It's not over there. It's not mindfulness. Spirituality and karma, it's practical, it's mathematical, it's something you just act and things happen, not just by case. There's a real effect on people. And karma is about doing good. So statistically, if you do good all the time, you'll get good things back. And it's not a spiritual karma, it's mathematical karma, because you're surrounding yourself with good things. And so yeah, I can understand why the most happiest, successful people are the ones who can give and share.
You're amazing. Elad, thank you so much for sharing your story and all of your wisdom. We talked for so long. I don't know how I'm going to squeeze this down, but I'll try. You're the best, my love. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. I enjoyed it so much.
Me too. Thank you, my love. Bye.